Starting a new business can be both exciting and scary at the same time. I mean, there's so many moving parts that it's kind of easy to screw things up, and it's probably why 50% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 11 key strategies you need to start a profitable business. But more importantly, at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a power tip so you can blow your competition out of the water. Let's go. I started my first business back in 1995, that's like 25 years ago, and I have since then built and sold 6 businesses, and I'm in the process of starting a 7th one as we speak. The list I've made for you is the list that I would give my own daughter if she were to start a new business today, and specifically the list I wish someone had given me 25 years ago that would have saved me a lot of aggravation. Now, before we start, here is what I know to be true about running a business. A business is like a 3-legged stool. The first leg of the stool is sales and marketing. The second leg of the stool is operations or team or people or staff. And the third leg of the stool is finance or bookkeeping or accounting. Now, if any of the 3 legs of the stool is weak, your business will be out of balance and will be more likely to fail. So the tips I'm sharing with you are based on that philosophy of the 3-legged stools, and we're going to start with team and operations, the people side of your business. And the first strategy is identify strengths and weaknesses. Now let's kind of deep dive into this. The main element of your business is you. Customers may come and go, your employees may come and go, but the constant with your business is going to be you. So it is vital for you to understand your own strengths and weaknesses. One of the main factors with successful entrepreneurs is that they do understand their own strengths and weaknesses and therefore hire people to compensate for their weaknesses. Now, in order to uncover what are your strengths and your weaknesses, there are tons of behavioral tests that you can do out there, and you've probably heard of the DISC profile. But my favorite of all time is Strength Finder by Gallup. The information you will get about your own strengths and weaknesses will prevent you from making a lot of bad decisions and a lot of bad mistakes. And the key here is to grow your team over time to compensate for your weaknesses, not to add to it. Now, the second strategy is salary and compensation for your team. One of the first things you need to figure out is what your salary needs to be for yourself, but also for all your future employees. Too many business owners give themselves a nominal salary or made-up number to get things going. And while this may be the noble thing to do when you get started, in the end, it will skew your numbers. You won't be looking at accurate number, i.e. your profits, if you don't pay yourself the appropriate salary for the job you're doing. So what's super important is that you need to know in advance what each salary or compensation is going to be for all your future employees. And finally, and super important, dividends and profit distribution is not a salary. It's basically the reward you get to keep for running a profitable business. The third strategy is create systems. All successful businesses have one thing in common, and it's systems. Systems like how you onboard a new client, how you answer the phone, how you send invoices and receipts, how do you sell your products. Systems will create a reliable outcome with everything you do in your business. And systems is what will set you apart from your competition. Create a system for everything. It will create predictable results for your business, and it will make your life easy the next time you hire and have to train a new employee. Now, next are the strategy for the second leg of the stool, which is finance. Several business coaches have admitted to me that many businesses' books and finances is a huge mess, and it's a big weakness that could cripple your business. So listen up. The next strategy is hire a bookkeeper and an accountant. One of the biggest mistakes that many business owners do when they start a business is they'll say, I'll hire a bookkeeper when I need it. So here is the truth. You need a good bookkeeper on day one of running your business. Many businesses end up spending a lot more money down the road to fix the entire mess they have created than they would have paid by having a bookkeeper from day one. Having accurate books will give you clarity. And clarity is the difference between thinking you can afford something and knowing that you can't. And I also recommend to hire a great accountant from day one. Your accountant should review your books either quarterly or annually, and will make sure that you don't forget to pay taxes or pay too much taxes. The next strategy is hire the best business lawyer in town. And again, many business owners may think, well, I'll hire a business lawyer when I need one. A good lawyer should make sure that you have all the proper licenses and insurance to run your business properly. And a good lawyer will also advise you on the best business structure for your business now and in the future. And while many states and cities make it super easy for you to file all that paperwork electronically, having access to a professional attorney for questions is super important. And should you ever need to resolve a contract dispute with a client or an attorney, it's always a good thing to have an attorney that you know and already have a relationship with. Next strategy is reporting and KPI, key performance indicators. Let me put this simply: what you measure will improve. You need to create a scoreboard for your business from day one and measure everything. Numbers don't lie, and they will tell you everything you need to know about your business to make the right decisions. Start by measuring the total number of leads you get on a monthly basis. Also measure your conversion rate. How many leads are you converting into a customer? Also measure your profit margins over time and focus on improving each number slightly over time. Another one of the key characteristics of successful entrepreneurs: they know their numbers very well. They know where the numbers are low, and they also know where their numbers are high. And they have a strategy in place for improvements. When you just start, I would say identify 10 to 12 things that you're going to measure either on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. The next strategy is your pricing structure. It may seem like an obvious strategy, but I'll tell you that the vast majority of small business don't nearly charge enough money for their products and services. And being affordable or cheap is hardly ever a good idea. With cheap prices, you may easily get 2 to 3 new clients, but you'll squeeze out your profits. So study the competition. What is the high-end pricing for what you do, and what is the low end? And remember that positioning yourself as a cheap or lowest price in town is no guarantee for growth. Most studies that I've read on the subject show that pricing is at the bottom of the list of what people value the most. A recommendation that works well for a lot of businesses is to have a 3-tier types of pricing: low end, middle of the road, and high price. Offer your cheaper price with limited options and the highest price with all the bells and whistles. I also usually don't recommend people to negotiate on any of their pricing. For your pricing, it is what it is. Remember, you have done all the work, you've studied the competition, you've studied your salaries and all your expenses. That's your price. And I'm going to share with you what my mentor taught me. Success is what you say no to. Next are the strategies for the third leg of the stool: sales and marketing. And while many of us start a business because we're passionate about something, we're passionate about cooking or fabricating something or providing services, a lot of them will admit this: they hate sales. So let's make sure we get this right with the next strategy, and that is define your value proposition. Your value proposition is what sets you apart from your competition. I won't have time to do it justice in this short videos, but here are the key elements of a great value proposition. You'll need to define what is the problem or the issue or the challenge that has people out there needing your products or services. Your value prop is basically how your business resolves that problem or issue or challenge for them. Please don't step over this. Do the work. The clearer your value prop is, the easier it will be to sell your products. Next strategy is define your acquisition cost. Look, I have been a marketer for the last 20 years, and I will tell you this: the vast majority, and I'll say probably something like 99% of all businesses, have no clue of what their cost of acquisition is. Your acquisition cost is the maximum amount of money you can spend to acquire a new customer and stay profitable. And knowing what your cost of acquisition is will prevent you from overspending on marketing. And having a line item on your budget for $1,000 on marketing is not a strategy. It's based on hoping it's going to work out. But knowing that your maximum allowable cost of acquisition per customer is $150 and that you need 10 new customers a month in order to grow and prosper, that's a strategy. Now, your job as a business owner is to find the appropriate marketing channel that will produce those 10 new customers at $150 a pop. And now, as a business owner, you have power. Because if a marketing channel requires $2,000 or $3,000 a month for you to get those 10 customers, then it's the wrong channel for you. Now, this is a great segue, and next is define your marketing strategy. Now that you know your maximum allowable cost of acquisition, your job as a business owner is to find the marketing channel that will produce those 10 leads that you need on a monthly basis. I love the definition that Brad Sugar's used to define marketing. It's the art of buying customers. Just think about it this way. You're walking into a shopping mall to buy customers for your business. And you know that you have $1,500 to buy yourself 10 customers at $150 each. So if 25% of people convert from a prospect to a customer, then you need to walk into a store that can predictably produce for you at least 40 leads. So can the Facebook ads shop produce that for you? How about the Google Ads shop? How about the street signage shop? How about postcard mailers? You need to evaluate all your options and probably test a few things. And remember that marketing is an art, so patience is in order. Next is sales strategy, and more often than not, the least favorite subject with many business owners. And please hear me out. Sales is the fuel of your business. And my personal favorite approach has always been consultative selling, which is about asking questions and listening instead of doing all the talking. The key to be effective at sales is to figure out what is their pain or what is their issue that had them come to you in the first place. And let me tell you something that you need to hear, and I mean this with all my love. People don't really want you or your business. What they want is they want you to fix their problem. So ask questions like this. What had you reach out to us? What happened that made you consider you needed this? And can you please describe your experience with the last provider that helped you out with that? These 3 simple questions will give you answers that will be super valuable for you to develop a relationship with the customer and give you an edge over your competition that is probably not asking any of those questions. Once I've asked all those questions and I am super clear on what is their pain and challenges and issue, I like to recap what they've told me or recreate to them what I've heard. So let me recap what you just said to me. You want more of this, you want less of that, and you really hated this from your last provider. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you'd like to add? Your prospect will feel heard and understood, and it will help with conversion. And after you give them your pricing for your products and services, make sure to ask them the following question. Did that fit with what you had in mind? This is the best way to uncover any objections before it's too late. Now here comes the power tip. Define the customer experience. One of the best ways to differentiate yourself from your competition is by providing a customer experience that is unique. For example, a small restaurant in Arizona asks people to pick a card from a deck when it's time to pay. And if you pick the Joker, your meal is free. It's a very simple and smart way to create a memorable experience because when people pick the Joker out of the deck, they absolutely go crazy. Another Another example is my local dry cleaner, which has on the customer side a small refrigerator with free water bottle and a beautiful bowl of expensive chocolates. And again, this is not much, but I've never been to a dry cleaner in my life that gave you free water and an expensive chocolate just from coming in. Now, creating a great customer experience requires 3 elements. The first one, and it has to be unexpected. As in, I didn't expect a water bottle and an expensive chocolate in my dry cleaner. Second, it has to be for everybody, not just for the VIP or the special people. Everybody gets that experience. And third, it has to be memorable. And I'm gonna let your creative juices come up with what is memorable for you. All right, so now we'd recommend that you watch this video, and if you got value for yourself, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and until next time, ciao.